Welcome back to DES Trucks, guys. We've got the dump trailer hooked up to our 2021 F-150 with the 3.5 liter power boost F-150. So my goal today is to see how this thing tows. We've got a 16 foot 16K dump trailer. I think it weighs something like 5,000 pounds. I don't know. We've got some weight in it right now. Nothing crazy. Just a little bit of stuff here in the nose. Honestly, the tongue weight, last time I looked at it when it was hooked up to my weigh safe, that's on my F450, the tongue weight was like 1,000 pounds. So we're a little heavy on the tongue for the 150s. Ford does not recommend going over 500 pounds on the tongue, but it's one of those things. It is what it is. I mean, I could try to dump the trailer a little back to get the weight behind the axle in the trailer, but it's not too terrible. Like if you look at it right now, you can see it's not squatting too terribly low or anything. So, you know, it looks fine. It pulls good. One thing already just coming to this little spot here where no one's at, I noticed that the mirrors are horrible. If you're gonna tow at all with your F-150, I highly recommend getting tow mirrors. But anyway, let's jump inside of the truck and let's see, you know, how this thing tows. So if you follow the channel, you know we've done this type of video before. We've done this with our 2.7 liter EcoBoost, with our 3.5 liter EcoBoost, and we've also taken these trucks to the maximum towing. Now, this is a max tow F-150 power boost. Only thing that could make this F-150 a better towing rig would be a long bed. But other than that, it has all the other max tow features. So that's probably why the 1,000 pounds isn't really too terrible as far as the actual amount of weight that it's carrying. So I got my drone up there. You can see that, like, the drone is circling. Let me turn the radio down. Britney Spears. No need her playing. All right, so if you can see this, the drone's actually recording. So all these recordings are gonna be stitched together. I don't know if the drone can follow me though while it's doing its thing without crashing. We'll see what happens if I move a little bit. I don't know. Can it keep up? Now the drone does have a tendency to want to crash. It doesn't have the ability to avoid obstacles from the side. But look at that, the camera stays on. So yeah, it can follow me a little bit. I'm gonna have to bring it down though. Bring it down and grab it up, scoop it up. But yeah, pretty cool how this motion tracking system is with this drone. But let's bring the drone home, and that way we can go ahead and park. Let's hit stop before we run into something. All right, let's see here. Flip this around. There's me. Oh, hi everybody. Set this guy down and bring home the drone. So if you've been following the channel lately, then you know that we have been doing these videos where we drive and we talk, and we talk about the current situation with the world, whether it's the economy or whatever. And we also talk about our trucks and how it's towing and what kind of MPG is it gonna get and all that good stuff. So it's kind of a hybrid of a thing. There's the drone
landing.
So yeah, we can turn that one off. We can unhook it, power everything down. So pretty cool. Loving the drone, by the way. And if I had a sunroof on this truck, I would just bring the drone in through the sunroof, but I don't have that. So turn this guy off. So one thing we're gonna do is we're gonna reset our MPG trip computer. We'll go for a little drive, typical drive that we've done with all of our trucks. The same kind of a route. Now, and we'll also talk about what it means to tow with an F-150. What is it like? Now, do I recommend getting a dump trailer with an F-150 and things like that. Now, if you think about it, we're towing with this F-150 a dump trailer, and the dump trailer is empty. So I do want to say right now, while we're still early in the video, that I do not recommend buying a really heavy duty dump trailer like this to tow with it being full. Like, the F-150 is great for towing it while it's pretty much empty. But anyway, let's take a look at our trip computer. We are getting 21 miles to the gallon right now, average. That's pretty amazing. My wife drives this truck and she is not doing anything to save fuel. It does tell us that we have 413 miles on electric. Now, when we're in tow haul mode, the vehicle will turn off the gasoline engine while the vehicle is in park. But in tow haul mode, I do not think it will turn off the engine when the vehicle's just stopped and in gear. I think it just turns it off when the vehicle is parked. So it still saves a lot of fuel. Your AC's going, your engine's off, and you're saving fuel, period. I mean, this thing can run your AC for a pretty good amount of time with the engine being off. So let me make sure I know how to reset this thing. Oh, I'm in eco coach mode, trip 2, trip 1. Let's reset it. And let's see how this truck does. Now, the Power Boost technology probably doesn't do a whole lot for you when you are towing. But nonetheless, we still have a 3.5 EcoBoost. We still have a 3.73 rear gear, which is standard for the Power Boost. We still do have an electric motor, I would think, helping us accelerate and stuff. So maybe there is a little bit of benefit there, but dang, getting this weight moving. I tell you what, guys, this truck gets this weight moving better than any other EcoBoost that I've ever had. Now, all the other ones that I've had have been 3.55 rear gears, which is less gearing. I'm actually going to get out and check something real quick. We can check our lights real quick too, but I want to check our well, sometimes with this dump trailer, as it like sits here, the oil expands and it makes the like dump bed rise up and it rattles. So I'm actually gonna you gotta hit down like again all the time because it like creeps up somehow. But we can also do a quick walk around, check our lights and stuff, double check our connections and stuff. So the lights are working. There's our little bit of a load. It's tarped, and our chains are hooked up. I like to hook my chains like this, pull them back. Got our pin in here. I need a new hitch. I am gonna go ahead and get a new hitch for this truck. I wanna get, this hitch is rated to tow what we have, but I wanna get a solid hitch, a solid core, 2 5/16 inch ball. None of this jankiness. This is just something old that I picked up at Home Depot. I did weld these. There's a video of that up already, but I did weld that. But yeah, this is a cool half-ton load. Now it's not loaded. This is a heavy-duty trailer. It can get pretty heavy. That 150 I wouldn't recommend actually working with this trailer, but it can haul it empty. So let's do it. But yeah, like I was saying, the power is just impressive, guys. Impressive. So yeah, we are at 3.5 mpg. Now, normally, if you were doing this with a normal truck, you'd be killing your MPG right now because you're just sitting here checking your stuff, your engine's running. No, the engine's been off this whole time that I was walking around the trailer and all that. The engine's been off, like straight up. And now, another thing is like, we're towing. So the regenerative braking must be quite good when you're towing. It doesn't have a ton of bite like an engine brake. I mean, it definitely feels like it's, you know, like it's not like a Cummins diesel exhaust brake. You know, it's a mild effect. It's not like it's really pushing the truck back. But I'm impressed so far. Just this little bit of driving, I'm impressed. This is interesting, guys. The suspension's great. And I'm, like I say, I'm heavy on the tongue. I'm probably too heavy on the tongue per Ford's recommendations. I could have moved some weight to the rear of the axle to balance it and put it right in that homeostasis, but nah, it's okay. I mean, it seems to be doing okay. We're getting 6.3. We got to stop here. Now, I do not believe in tow haul mode that the engine turns off on the stop, but it does when you put it in park. So we'll see if it turns off on the stop. I'm not sure. Oh, it does have regenerative braking while towing. So interesting. Engine does not turn off for tow haul mode when you stop. Make a left. But yeah, this is interesting stuff, guys. So engine running, I'm losing MPG quite fast. Oh, it's green. Sorry. Turned green at me pretty quick. No one's around though. It's Labor Day. It's slow. But yeah, maybe I should do a 0 to 60 with the trailer. 6.2 versus Power Boost. I'm pretty sure the Power Boost has a lot more power than the 6.2. I mean, I think it's got 500 and something foot-pounds. I want to say 570 foot-pounds of torque, something crazy. Compared to the 6.2, it's only like 430 foot-pounds of torque. And I don't know, I think the horsepower is actually higher on the Power Boost as well compared to the 6.2. So we're already getting 8 to the gallon. Now the gearing. Now what's the most efficient gear ratio? Now a 355 rear gear should be more efficient in the city. No, on the highway. A 3.55 gear is going to be more efficient on the highway. But when it comes to towing, the 3.73 is going to be more efficient. Potentially more efficient in the city too, because it's all the accelerating and it's more of a city gear versus a 355. It's getting closer to a highway gear. Not quite though. 355 is kind of like that sweet spot where the 3.31 would be your highway gear. Is your low RPM, get those RPMs real low on the freeway. But yeah, even though the engine's not turning off, a 3.5 liter EcoBoost at idle isn't going to use a whole bunch of fuel. It doesn't use that much fuel to idle one of these engines. It's not in the boost and all that stuff. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Good power, totally confident. Best truck. This has got to be the best towing EcoBoost so far that I've had. Now, full disclosure, I do have the brake gain on the trailer turned all the way up to 10, and it's working out good. The trailer brakes on this trailer are still breaking in. When I first got this trailer, it literally had no trailer brakes at all. I called the people over at Kelly & Sons where I picked up this trailer. Great place to go, and they got back to me really quickly. Like within that day, I got a phone call, and they told me with these brakes being a little bit more heavy duty, the big drums on these 8K axles, it takes a little bit more breaking in, a little bit more usage. You know, I took a day of usage to get any kind of brakes out of it, and they were saying that there's high spots on the brake pads, and they need to conform to the drums and all that. So even though it's set to 10, it's still not dragging wheels or anything. Maybe it's still breaking in, but it's definitely providing the braking power to stop everything. It feels like nothing's really behind me pushing me at all. It just feels like I'm stopping like normal. So it could be even so high that maybe that's why I'm not getting the full regen. Like you saw me stop, and I got like 78% return instead of like 100% return. So, but yeah, definitely, you know, if you're gonna tow 5,000 pounds, a Power Boost, from what I'm experiencing right now, a Power Boost is a great option. You know, and I was talking to a guy on here. He was leaving a comment, and he said, "I'm going to pick up a 5,000 pound dry weight RV with a 2.7 liter EcoBoost," and he said, after I watched this video, I really felt like that was a good choice. And, it's a tough one, guys. I don't know the full situation there. I don't know the exact truck you're getting. And honestly, my recommendation really is to get as much truck as you can get. There, here we go. I'm seeing an issue here with this mirror. I can't even really see around this big tire. And like I said earlier, if you're going to tow, I 100% highly recommend getting the towing mirrors. Like, it's a little difficult to check your blind spot on this mirror. Maybe you can perceive that from camera. I don't know if you can see that mirror and how difficult it is to actually see out of it. I don't know if that really shows up, but that side of the truck with the spare tire being on the side is a little difficult to see. But yeah, still towing great. These 150s are impressive. Nothing weird inside the steering wheel. If you notice how calm and solid the steering is. And people mentioned, like, yeah, you're towing a lot of weight and it looks a little like your steering's doing this a little bit, like shaking a little bit. Well, that was when I was doing some of the 12,000 pound towing, which I will do with this truck. Definitely will do that with this truck. No problems. But just a matter of when I get around to it. But yeah, this is pretty pleasurable. But back to what I was saying, I do recommend getting the most truck that you can afford to get. 5,000 pounds is it's a good amount of weight. But at the same time, these videos do prove the point that the 2.7 EcoBoost can do it. It can do the work and it can get the job done. But get as much truck as you can get. If you can get a 250, if you can get a 350, I would recommend doing that. Now, you have to justify the fuel costs and all that, but it's a tough one. I'm in a tight spot. I don't want to tell no one not to get an F-150, but there's so many variables. There's you're talking 5,000 pounds. That could be maybe too much if it depended on the size of the trailer. If it's a big travel trailer, that could be a pretty good size travel trailer. But if everything's set up right with the weight distribution and all that stuff, you'll probably be good. So, manufacturer recommendations: you're gonna do 150, longest wheelbase you can get, 6.5 foot bed. I got this wheelbase. I went back and forth on a longer wheelbase on this truck a lot. I wanted the longer bed, but my wife, she drives it daily. I know she doesn't want to maneuver the longer bed, and it came down to the fact that if I put a long bed on this truck, I already know that my 450 parked in the driveway with the salt spreader, with the spinner hanging off the back of the salt spreader, with the plow on the front, it can no longer fit in my driveway with all that equipment. So the problem with that is, because it won't fit in the driveway, now I'm going to be hanging out into the sidewalk. I'm down to the last inch. I can back up and be down to the last inch of space. So if I would have got that long bed, I basically wouldn't fit. And I need to have my F-450 ready to go. First truck out in the winter, in the snow, ready to go. But right now we're getting 12.8 miles to the gallon. Now I'm going to have to tag some videos here with the other ones that we've done. I'm going to have to see what we were getting with the other dump trailer. It's comparable in weight, but this trailer is a little bit heavier, empty, than that one. Unfortunately, that trailer got stolen, so they can't be perfect apples to apples, but it's close enough. It's relatively close, so it's probably good enough of a comparison. But yeah, I would say these new trucks, these 21s, are better. I don't know if they gave them better shocks or something in the rear, but I feel like, I was a little nervous about this tongue weight, knowing that it's close to 1,000. I was a little nervous, like, this thing can be bouncing all over the place. Not the case. The power is phenomenal. And as always, I'm not driving this for fuel economy. I'm driving this for I mean, I'm trying to kind of make sure I'm not stabbing the pedal too much, but we're getting 13 to the gallon, and I'm at a point now where my 250 isn't even gonna get this empty. So I think finally the power boost is gonna beat out the 2.7 EcoBoost for fuel economy for sure. My wife's 2.7 EcoBoost, full disclosure, when you look at the average MPG, it wasn't saying 21, because there's so many things that sneak up on you and kill your MPG, like the idling and the stop and go and all that, and the power boost just eliminates all that stop and go and idling, and it just smooths out that MPG curve. It just makes it so the vehicle is just so incredibly efficient. And Ford, they did it right doing the 3.5 EcoBoost this way, making it so it's the 3.5 and there's the cops. Making it so it's the 3.5. It's a Tesla move in a way. Like Tesla, they make the high performance electric truck, the high performance electric car, and you can make it way more efficient if it's not so much high performance. But Tesla, they know that if the vehicle isn't cool and fast and fun, it's not going to be attractive. And that's the card that Ford has played. This truck is fast, but it's efficient. They could have gotten more out of this if they used the 2.7, but it wouldn't be as fast. It wouldn't be the fastest or most powerful truck. Now, I think when you try to drag race these trucks, like a 3.5 EcoBoost, right up against a 3.5 Power Boost, I think they're going to be about the same speed, and possibly maybe that stock 3.5 Eco or the non-hybrid 3.5 EcoBoost might come out faster because it's a bit lighter of a truck with less equipment in it. I think that comes down to just tuning. Like if there's a guy or a company out here that were tuning Power Boost to really maximize the electric motor and all that for performance, 100% for performance, I don't see why this wouldn't ultimately be faster than the non-Power Boost 3.5. So I think there's a lot of computer stuff going, a lot of traction control stuff going, and all this stuff just makes it so they're not that. I don't think Ford's doing it on purpose or anything, but I just think if you're looking at a Power Boost and thinking that it's going to be faster than a regular 3.5, it's really not going to be faster. But this is a 7.2 kilowatt, 100% worth doing, 150% worth doing the 2.7 kilowatt. But yeah, nothing but impressed with this. So I'm gonna go ahead and drive some more. We'll walk forward back to where we are, and we will touch base after we do a little bit more driving. See you guys in a minute. Oh, nice Super Duty right there. Pretty slick. Now that I've been towing this now for about 11 miles, 12 miles or so, we're getting 13.3 miles to the gallon. And I have to say, guys, this truck is nothing short of amazing. This is, like I said, best towing F-150 I've ever had. It's a 2021, and I am most definitely impressed. It feels, I don't, again, not want to send the wrong message, but this feels more confident than my 2019 F-250 felt just towing the same thing. Now, at the time when I picked it up, I'm comparing it to the first time I towed it, the brakes weren't quite there yet. Now the 250, the brakes are so much better that I don't have to run the full 10 on the brake gain empty. So take that for what it is. I got to turn the gain on this all the way up to 10 to make it seem, something reasonable with the amount of braking available with the 150. I did bump it down a little bit, and I bumped it down to 6, and I turned it right back up to 10. I wasn't that thrilled with how it performed at 6. So, fully loaded 250 all day, every day. But that goes to show, like, this independent front suspension compared to a solid front axle, it tows a little more comfortable. That solid front axle on my 250, I've been plowing for a couple years. It's probably got a little play in it now. And that front end, it's probably a little bit worn in the front end. So maybe that has some kind of contributing factor to why this truck feels a little more confident than a 250. Now, doesn't feel better than a 450, but definitely the power. I got a lot more power than I do in the F-250. You know, it's just, it is what it is. You know, 500 plus whatever foot-pounds of torque. I believe 570, but don't quote me. I don't remember all the stats off the top of my head. The horsepower, I do believe, is higher than the 250, but nothing short of amazing. I'm going to touch base with you guys once we get back to our starting point. We'll talk about our MPG. We'll talk about how the drive was. See you guys back where everything started. All right, guys, so there you have it. We are back to our starting point. We drove a total of, let me clear this out. We drove a total of 22.3 miles, and we got 13.7 miles to the gallon. My AC is running and everything, but the engine is off. So that's pretty cool stuff, guys. Pretty cool stuff. We got the drone up there somewhere. I think it's right there, processing around. And guys, I am absolutely impressed. I'm 100% happy that I got this truck now, that I finally got a chance to tow with it. As you see, last time I checked with the WaySafe hitch, we had about 1,000 pounds on the tongue, and it looks pretty level, guys. It looks nice and level. It pulled this weight better than my 250. Based on power and everything, better than 250. The 250 has better brakes, but the power, the confidence was better. It actually pulled better, 100% better. Now, the independent front suspension typically will drive nicer than a 250, but not saying that in any way, shape, and form that this is a replacement for an F-250. Just, you know, when you're dealing with the 6.2 liter gas V8 versus this new hybrid, new 3.5 EcoBoost, this thing is amazing. This thing is absolutely amazing. Totally impressed with what this thing just did. MPG was great. I was starting to get it close to 14 miles a gallon, but then we had some stops and everything before we got back here. Brought it back down to 13.7. But guys, again, stunning performance from the truck. I am very happy. Best towing truck, F-150. It could be a combination of the fact that the power boost comes standard with the 3.73 rear gear, and with the added weight of your power boost components. I don't know how much weight that stuff adds, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a couple 100 pounds heavier of a truck compared to the non-power boost version. I mean, you're talking another motor, a battery, I don't know what else. And then on top of that, the 3.5 EcoBoost is the heaviest platform available on this. It's the heaviest engine. Actually, believe it or not, the 3.5 EcoBoost weighs more than a 5 liter V8. All the different components on that engine. So nothing but impressed. Very, very happy with the truck. I wouldn't hesitate for 1 second to get into a power boost. If I know there's a truck shortage right now, but if you're interested in getting one of these trucks, I highly recommend ordering one of these and just waiting it out. That's exactly what I did. I ordered it, I forgot about it, and then before you know it, it was ready. Ford's prioritizing their 150s. So if you put an order in for a power boost, eventually you'll get it. I think this is the sweet spot. I think this is the best half-ton truck right now that you can get your hands on. So totally stunned and impressed with what this truck was able to do. But anyway, that's it for the video. Comment below. This is DS Trucks. If you got a half-ton truck and you want to do some towing videos with me, let me know in the comment section, and maybe we could work something out. If you got a competitive product, maybe you've got a Chevy or a Dodge or something like that, let me know if you would be interested in doing a video. Or if you got like a new F-150 with the 5 liter or something like that, and you want to compare your 5 liter to our power boost or anything like that. Or if you got a heavy duty truck and you want to compare to one of our heavy duty trucks, comment below and we can see if we can work something out. But anyway, this is DS Trucks. My name is Sean. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Over and out.